Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some Moonlight Pro League. The Moonlight Pro League is a crowd-funded event where there are a little Pro League-style battles that some of the top pro gamers do, and this particular one is going to be a big set of games between two 3-stacks, so a 3v3 Pro League. On one side, we're going to have Scan, 815, and Barracks. On the other side, Ruin, HM, and Motive. So that would be Scan, Terran, Barracks, Terran, and 815 Zerg. Against, on the other side, Ruin, Protoss, Motive, Protoss, and HM Zerg. So they are all going to be playing against each other, alternating quite a bit. We're going to cast the entire series, and definitely hope you enjoy, guys. Up here in the top left, we have Ruin. In the bottom left, we have Scan. He is starting out for his team here, but the next game will be involving some other players. I know we've had a lot of Scan lately, but big thank you to Scan for giving me some replays to be able to cast from this Moonlight Pro League. This should be a great match. Now, the map is Good Night. And yeah, I mean, we've actually seen a good amount of matches here already, to be honest. I've seen a lot of TVPs on Good Night. But yeah, it's an ASL map. It's pretty cool. One of the nicest, most interesting things is this third base. It's a mineral only that's down a ramp, and then in this little choke that has a smaller choke here and then a down ramp. So it's very choked up, so somewhat defensible, but still on low ground, so still attackable. I think that's really interesting. Also, the center is quite interesting, and they have some expansions at 3 and 9 that are very different from other expansions that we've seen. Other than that, a pretty big main base on each side, which I really like to see that evolution. We're seeing more and more big main bases. Definitely helps Terran out a little bit at actually getting the production facilities down. Now, the probe immediately coming down and harassing this Barracks SCV quite a bit. Another one as well. In the meantime, back at home, Ruin making a Zealot. Looks like he's going to make at least a couple of them. I gotta say, I've really liked a lot of Ruin's play lately. Oh my god, he gets an SCV. I just didn't think that would happen. But occasionally that does in StarCraft 1. Those probes are mighty strong. Now, a bit frustrating for Scan. It's not the end of the world, but it definitely doesn't feel good to lose an early SCV here. Plus all the lost mining time. Plus all this health as well. I mean, a Zealot's coming. You might end up losing SCVs also. You know, things can go haywire. Now, Scan Scout at the bottom right and is going for the end scout towards top left, but a Zealot coming down. He's definitely going to miss that. Oh, actually, there was not a second Zealot made. I'm sorry about that. I thought for sure it'd be 2 Zealots with how late the gas was. But this first Zealot going to come up and Scan with a single Marine. Going to pull it back as the second Marine popped out. Should be completely fine here, honestly. Oh, takes an additional hit there on the Marine. So a little bit off on that micro. I like this building layout, by the way. Still enough room for an add-on, kind of off to the side, and a very nice SimCity. I haven't really seen this one before, but very cool for the map. Oh, and the Zealot gets another hit. I mean, for 20 hull damage, that was pretty reasonable, but I think it's smart for him to turn around. There's no need to throw your Zealot away at this point. Now, the SCV scouting the Nexus up here, gets some good intel, right? It's only one gateway into Nexus. It is a Bruised Marine. Is Scan gonna rush? He just threw down another depot, so I think so. I mean, the Nexus is almost halfway done. You could start your own Nexus here, or your own command center, rather, but you're just gonna be on the back foot the whole time. But can you actually do an attack here? Like with Marine Vulture? Well, I mean, maybe? But I feel like the ranged goons are going to be a big problem. Like, this is not exactly like a Nexus first type of play. It was a slightly quicker cybernetics core, right? So range is really what shuts down these types of builds that try to knock out a Nexus. Now, he's going to at least put the pressure on and expand behind that. Oh, okay. He is sending SCVs. It looks like maybe 7 SCVs on the way. Is getting that out on it as well. And I guess we'll just see if he can break through. There's already a shield battery on the way. Honestly, guys, I don't think this is gonna work. With the shield battery, 2 Dragoons that will have range if he just buys a little bit of time, and a Zealot, I think he'll be all right. Hold on, though. The drill gets the goon. Oh, a huge mistake here from Ruin. Kind of shocking to have that goon way out front there. He does bring another one up, and he actually traps his second goon with his own probes. The SCVs help him out with that, and it looks like this is going to be a fast and furious one, probably with Scan taking down Ruin. Definitely some miss micro there. Way too far forward with his army, getting caught, and that is gonna be that. Too fast. Let's go on to game number 2. All right, well, that was a fast one. We're on to game number 2. It's going to be HM as the Zerg in the bottom left, and in the bottom, or the bottom right, sorry, in the bottom left, under the ID Bay Tube, it's going to be 815. Of course, 815 in ASL this season. I won't give any spoilers. In case you haven't checked that out, you can check out the VODs of myself and ArtosisCasts and that over on the official Africa TV YouTube channel. Okay, so a Zerg versus Zerg. I'm sure that you guys are excited to see something that doesn't have Terran in it, even if it is a Zerg versus Zerg. I know that I am. I've been casting a lot of Terran games lately, and I'm jonesing for a PvZ, a ZVZ, maybe not as much a PvP, but you know, you get my drift. All right, so the map is Largo. It's kind of a big 4-player map overall. It's got some very different terrain features like third base and stuff, but it's ZVZ, so who cares? None of that's going to come into play. Overlord going across the map right now, and it will find HM first, whereas HM is actually going to the north with his Overlord. So getting a little bit unlucky with that. But let's just take a quick look and see what exactly these guys are going to do. How are they going to deviate from each other? Like, is this just going to be hatch first because it's kind of a big map? Are we going to see any pool first play? Looks like drones being sent. Well, that drone being sent at least. So yeah, HM going to go ahead and throw down a hatchery on 11. And over here for 815, that is going to be a 12 pool. So when you look at these two builds hitting each other, you generally consider the hatchery first to be slightly ahead of the 12 pool. But of course, you do have some aggressive options here. You can get up to your lair quite a bit quicker. You can try to go speedlings, but generally the hatchery first is going to come back over the top of you with its own speedlings in those situations, because it does get more production in a later tech. So you definitely see a lot of ZVZs that do end up like that, where the fast expander actually ends up heavier on those lower tier units. Okay, so hatchery being taken by the 12 pooler. And, of course, his Overlord has already seen what's up. He knows the timing of all this, of course. This Overlord coming back into the map right now. And I'm just interested to see if this is going to be speed or this is going to be lair. I think it's just going to be lair. Oh, never mind. Speed on the way right now for 815. So, does look like he's going to want to apply some pressure. Of course, speed not going to be that far behind for HM. Right? This is like, what is it going to be? Maybe 20 seconds behind? Something like that? Not too bad. I think we will see, of course, the layer start now. There it is. And then, actually, he skips his own speed and instead gets a very quick layer. So a little bit opposite of what I was kind of expecting here, where it might end up being more Ling heavy. But, I mean, that still can occur. But as is right now, HM does have a quicker layer. Isn't that funny? Quicker layer than the pool first build. But he is getting that speed upgrade, so we'll see what difference these Zerglings can end up making. All right, the Ling's just sitting on the ramp. There is one drone mining at the natural. So that's a drone we're going to want to keep our eye on. In fact, there's a 1 to 2 drone lead through this. Okay, so I see what's going on here. So 815, notice that he's making a creep colony at home. So he's sacrificing a little bit more of his economy. I think he's expecting a lot of Lings to come out because of that extra amount of... Oh my god, he runs by. Of that extra amount of larva that we have available. But look at this. He runs by. He's making the Lings come back. But of course, if you sacrifice any Lings, it's going to be harder to hold your opponent's counterattack. Now... no Spire here yet. We do have a Spire in the main base of HM. 815 going home. What are we going to have here? Speed is going to be finishing relatively soon. Some more Lings, but also more drones being made. Quite literally. HM. Yeah, I'm interested in this, right? Because it seems like this was a cool idea. to try to force more lings out of your opponent, get your static D up, maybe get some drones, and maybe gain a little economic edge there, because, of course, 815 is slightly behind economically speaking. He did get that hatchery a lot later. A lot of his drones came later as well. But as is, it doesn't seem like HM has fallen for that bait. Like, he has made a few more lings, but he's kept his drone count at a nice number. His Spire is going to be finishing before that of 815, not that much more. So we don't need to see spore colonies or anything like that. But this is probably going to become a very sharp game. You know, a game in which it is going to be balanced on a knife's edge, because they're going to have very similar amounts of mutas, of Scourge, of lings. And who's going to come out on top of that, right? Like, there's a lot of maneuvering to be done. You can see the Overlords kind of splitting. They know that as the mutas come out, it's very hard to go across the map and actually defend your Overlords. I feel like HM just has... Is he going to have, like, slightly more mutas? Okay, we see the production tab. 4 muta, 2 Scourge against 6 muta. There's the 5th muta. All right, so actually, at the end of the day, with this quicker second gas, 815 has a bit more gas, and it seems like he's going to have a slight mutalisk advantage here. All right, HM sending out these mutas now. And, oh, he comes out to get the Overlord, and we actually do get a swipe in there from 815, but he is going to end up losing this. Comes up, and, oh, he actually gets a Scourge. Not bad, not bad. Obviously, the Overlord worth a bit more than the Scourge, but at least he got a little bit of something there. All right, more Scourge being made right now. And the drone count is almost exactly the same. 1 additional drone right now for HM. Very high focus at the moment, making those Mutalisks. We don't have any attack or carapace upgrades coming. A bit of a Mutalisk arms race right now. It's a game like this. Like, how do you break a game like this open? There's a few different strats that we have seen where you do things like... even supply cap yourself completely with mass Scourge and then try to fly, and you just kind of like clone the Scourge onto their mutas as best you can and chase the mutas down with your mutas, and that'll catch someone off guard that's trying to slip some more drones out. Then, of course, we do have the more kind of defensive play where you're just making mutas. Every now and then a drone might pop out, but overall, like, the mineral saturation doesn't matter as much. And then, of course, there's everything in between there, like sending your lings around, trying to draw the mutas over to where those Zerglings are. Yeah, it's... I mean, this is very stressful for this matchup, I would say, right? Now a full group here for 815. What do we have? Yeah, more than a full group for HM. So let's see. We're going to actually have the engagement now. And it seems to me like HM is actually taking a little bit of a lead right now. Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems that way. Let's see if that actually ends up that way, though. Yeah, 6 left against 7. Some more Scourge come in, though. Can that change it? 4 against 4 at that point, and oh, he does not want to get hit by this Scourge. Okay, takes it out. That turned surprisingly close there at the end. I think those Scourge definitely helping out that 815 brought in. Popping out a lot more mutas now as well, bringing home his bruised mutas to heal. All right, so... let's not forget that this is a 3v3 team battle. We already did see game 1 where Scan took down Ruin. So 815 being on his team, wanting to extend that lead right now in this, the Moonlight Pro League. Seven mutas. 8 mutas. It is kind of funny, right? Like, CVC, that's a lot of what it is. Like, we have the drone tab. Okay, we have HM with 2 more drones, and he's making a hatchery. They both have, well, no, I guess just 1 sunken overall, but there's not really that many lings. I mean, even swiping in and killing some lings can be useful. All right, he actually, look at this, 815 catching those Mutalisks and taking quite a bit of damage here. Look at this is bad right now for HM. He is kind of trapped between these mutas and the main base of 815, and suddenly 815 has broken this game wide open. The mutas trying to fly away right now. More are going to hatch. He's tried to micro, but his mutas are not even well stacked because he had to just run out of there as quickly as possible. And you can see the mutas of 815 will not be denied. It looks like he is going to extend his team's lead. Just not enough left here for HM. I think he put up a strong game, but not enough mutas. GG. 815 takes it.